why is it that we spend our childhood being told to go outside and play, right? And then, you know, off into our teens when we start school, they spend the rest of our time in school telling us to sit down and shut up, behave, obey, follow these rules. Well, from my perspective, it's so that, you know, they don't know what to do with you as a child. Your brain isn't that developed yet. It's in the developing phases, so it gives you all kinds of stimuli to know what's out there so they can fit it into your program. So they let you go out, explore, you know, find out what pain, happiness feels like, and, you know, getting dirty, and, you know, develop all your sensory, only to put you in a cold chair and try to trap you in a concrete system. That's a little weird. So my belief is that, you know, they let you be a kid, kids will be kids, all this stuff. And then as you get to be an adult, they enslave you in this system, you know, saying, oh, you need to do this to provide for your children, because you remember what it was like to be a kid, and you remember the pain and hurt you experienced when you were a kid. And, you know, not all of us had the best childhoods, so you want to strive for your children to, you know, always do better for your kids, when kids, all they need is your time. But what do but take your time away from your children? You know, they tell you, oh, work hard, get this Barbie or get this Tonka truck or whatever they got going. The video games nowadays, man, those soul snatchers are something else, you know. And then they, you know, so now they found a way to, you know, sedate the kids without, you know, medicine, really, because these kids will sit here and play these games for hours. Or they found a way to enhance, you know, these shots they give them from the time they're born, and, you know, all the way throughout their childhood, basically. You know, they keep giving them more and more shots, and, you know, it's like they're more and more sedated as they get older, when, you know, if you're still growing, that's a lot of energy. You know, it takes energy to grow, and you gotta also dispel some of that energy when you're outside playing. But now they want you to sit down and shut up. You know, now that you've developed all your functions and you've learned how to think and speak, you know, for yourself, you know, it seems that they develop those so you can only think, speak, and play for them. It's not even play, because it's not even fun. So yeah, it's like they're grooming you, pretty much. I said this before, they're grooming you from birth. You know, they let you have a taste of, oh, freedom, fun, you know, as a kid, you know, because there's unfortunately child slaves, child labor, you know, which there are laws against. But to tempt your inner child and to make your adult work, you know, you as an adult work harder, they tempt your inner child with, you know, oh, travels around the world, you know, cars, clothes, houses, all this, you know, all this material stuff that you don't need, when all, you know, or just, you know, a nice vacation just to get away, and the latest self. But they tempt you with material things, thinking, oh yeah, that's all I strive for. You know, you have to you know, work for the lifestyle you want, and you work for them for pennies on a dollar, while they're already living the lifestyle you want. Their heaven is already here, but you have to work, you know, how many hours just to get, I don't know, a day of vacation time. You know, 8 hours just to get, you know, some people got to work 80 hours just to get 8 hours of time to themselves. You know, just a day to themselves, to not have to clock in on anybody's clock and go to work. That's a lot of time. That's a bad ratio. So it's obvious that these corporations and stuff, they don't respect us, you know, because we're not creating jobs, they are. So that's the cruelest trick played on mankind, is making us reliant on their money and their system, and, you know, stripping us of our childhood, and making us, or not even making us, because we still have a choice. But the whole thing is, you don't make choices, you choose consequences. You know, you choose, you know, if I don't go to work today, I don't get paid. You chose the consequences if you don't go to work. However, if you go to work, you know, you're sitting there slaving away, making somebody else rich while you make pennies on their dollar. You know, they have a yacht and they can get away when they want to. They don't even have to be there. And there you are, slaving away for their sister. Well, you're an ant, a worker bee. And definitely not the queen. I don't care what title they give you. Until you own a company, you're another worker, period. You know, you'll be working the long hours, and you know, maybe a nice remote job, that's, you know, that's cool and all, but you still have a ball and chain to you and a laptop, you know, and you have to find Wi-Fi everywhere you go. So that's another thing. You know, get a job that's gonna, if you're gonna have a job or quote unquote career, you know, get something that feeds your inner child. That's why it's better to mind your own business. You know, it's just you can get a job, you know, traveling, find a job and travel, find a job that feeds your desires, you know. And I know most people's desires aren't to, I mean, some people, they're workaholics, or, you know, and maybe it's for image, or maybe it's because they really like to work. I used to be a workaholic. I still am, but it's more towards, you know, what I want out of life, not versus trying to feed what I want out of life and somebody else gets what I want out of life. You know, that's basically what you're doing. You're throwing away any hopes of you getting what you want out of life, or most of your hopes, or tiring yourself so much that it's going to delay you getting what you want out of life, and it's being fed transference of power to the person that owns the company and some of the people right up under them. So yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with that. And it's just a random thought. I don't know, it just popped up just now. I just had to get it out on the camera, get it out in speech. So yeah, drink plenty of water, eat plenty of dark greens, learn something new every day, pick up a dictionary or something, and most importantly, mind your own business.